Stanley is popular to the Fat Controller's engines. He came to the island to do Thomas's work while he helps out with the Great Waterton restoration 59 years ago. Although popular, Stanley can get cocky, and the engines didn't like that. One evening, Stanley was collecting coal for his return journey to Wellsworth. Stanley was talking to Thomas about his day's work. "I've pushed that visiting Diesel's train of 30 coal wagons today of Gordon's Hill. Probably my very best. This Diesel told me that he has a fear of hauling long trains up hills. A hill is just a hill." "Well, Stanley, I remember a time you told me about your fear of hills, a month after Sodor Day." "What are you talking about, Thomas?" asked Stanley, meekly. "Well, how about I tell you? I still remember the story to this day." Stanley gulped. Then Thomas told the story. Great Waterton's opening and the celebration of Sodor Day had come and gone. Now the engines are back to work as usual. Stanley was about to head back towards the mainland, but the Fat Controller had seen some great potential in him. "You have been a valuable asset to me. I need an engine like you for shunting purposes at Wellsworth." "Oh, sir, that would be an honour. I always want to work on your railway." "Splendid. I'll call the Eastern region and make arrangements." After that, the Fat Controller had ordered Stanley to head straight for Wellsworth. Stanley was very excited as he puffed along the main line. He arrived at Wellsworth. The station master was waiting for him. "Ah, Stanley, first congratulations on becoming part of the Northwestern Railway fleet. And second, I need you to collect some empty trucks at Marron Station and shut them in the yards here." "Yes, sir," whistled Stanley, and he puffed away. However, he saw Gordon's Hill and began to feel nervous as he crept along the main line. "What's the matter, boy?" asked the driver. Nothing." At Marron, Stanley calmed himself down and was coupled to the trucks. But when he returned to the hill, he felt the gradient coming up. Then he came up with an idea. "Oh, my crown stays are getting damaged." His driver stopped the train, and he raced back to the station to call for help. Edward arrived to push Stanley out of the way as he was no longer in steam. At the station, Stanley requested Edward to pull the empties and then him later, for which he, his driver and the station masters agreed. Later that day, the Fat Controller arrived with the inspector. But to their surprise and confusion, they found nothing wrong with his crown stays. "Stanley, the inspector told me that your crown stays are fine. I don't like liars on my railway, Stanley. Now Stanley felt bad. I'm sorry, sir. It's just that I'm nervous going on hills for some reason. I'm fine going up on my own, or banking another engine, or with something behind me. But it comes to trains, like the empty trucks, or the thought of it, I get nervous. I see. And I think I know why. Ever since your accident to the Great Waterton Stampede Tower, you start to worry as you pulled a long heavy train of trucks, thanks to Thomas, and it ran down the hill by a faulty coupling. The negativity is overshadowing your mind about hills. Someday, Stanley, you'll have to get over your fears. Hills are safe and not all couplings are weak. A few days later, Stanley was waiting for Edward and Henry. They're taking a special train to the Scarlowy Railway as a new book of the Finn clergyman is being launched today about the Scarlowy engines. The station master arrived. When you're done banking, there's a goods train waiting at the sidings at Marron Station. They're needed for the harbour, so you have to take them. But what about the trucks here? Don't worry, James will look after them. After Stanley had pushed the special train up the hill, he took the goods on his way for the harbour. Then they came to the hill. It's just a slope, it's just a slope. Not all couplings are weak, he thought. Stanley could feel the chains being stretched out. He shut his eyes and awaited the top. He then opened his eyes. I did it! He whistled, and he raced towards the harbour, not worrying about hills again. You see, Stanley, you also had a fear of hills, which was caused by me, unfortunately, but it was an accident. But my point is, you shouldn't tease someone else's fear. It happened to you, and you should have helped out their fear instead. You are a nice engine, but you can get cocky sometimes. I'm sorry, Thomas. You're right. Whenever he returns, I'll help him out. That's good, said Thomas. When he met the Diesel, Stanley apologized for the teasing, and he told him the same thought that Sir Charles Topham Hatt told him 59 years ago.